All right, today we're with another episode of Democrat Civil War. This is episode 3, and it's been great. It's been great so far watching them destroy each other on the Piers Morgan show, and we're going to watch some more destruction of the Democrat Party in the Democrat Civil War.
The most popular part of the Democratic Party is the populist left. That is the Bernie Sanders 2016 campaign. That part says, let's do super popular economic proposals like paid family leave, higher minimum wage, universal health care, public option. Let's do all of these things. And the establishment goes, no, our corporations don't want that. Our donors don't want that. So we'll just do identity politics. And maybe identity politics will unite the left. But it didn't. Identity politics led to disaster. It was a poison within the Democratic Party, used ironically by the establishment Democrats because they didn't want to talk about popular proposals that we have because their donors hate those proposals.
Okay. He's exactly right. Nobody wants a woman dressed up as a man reading to their school children. And nobody wants a man dressed up as a woman reading to their kindergartners. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants transgender surgery for 12-year-olds. That is child abuse. It's mutilation. Nobody wants that. And this guy, I think, if that's his, I can't say his name, but if that's his name, he's exactly right. Now, I never agree with this guy, ever. But he's exactly right. Identity politics is killing the Democrat Party. It's killing it. But I hope they stick with it. Let's go to the next clip and watch more of the war.
Let me bring in Harry. Now, Harry, you tweeted or posted on X on November the 6th. Kamala Harris's speech was amazing, graceful, strong, hit the right tone. She's a fantastic leader and a great role model. No idea how she lost to Trump. You're a bright young guy, Harry. I've interviewed you several times. Right? You know why she lost. And that speech, in a way, to me, was the perfect illustration. She basically said nothing. She talked about billions of stars and the moonlight and shining lights and all that. There was nothing there. There was no meat on the bone, no substance. And that was her problem throughout the whole campaign. She had 100 days to show America, here's how I'm going to fix all your problems. Instead, she did the Hillary Clinton playbook. After promising us joy and sunshine, immediately pivoted to Trump's a Nazi, they're all fascists, they're all disgusting. And by the way, here are all my rich, famous entertainment friends who are all going to surround themselves on me on stages. Didn't work for Hillary, didn't work for Kamala. And at some point, young guys like you, who are the future of the Democrat Party, you've got to wake up and smell the cappuccino. You need a candidate that can resonate. I mean, Cenk's right. The Democrat candidate who has most resonated with the public was Bernie Sanders, right? You'd have done better with him running in this election. But you guys don't see it that way, do you?
Now, I don't agree with Bernie Sanders on just about anything, but he is a populist and the people were behind it. Now, there's people that voted for Bernie Sanders that also voted for Trump because of that populist idea. And the Democrat Party moved away from that. Trump stole, I would say steal, but he took the Republican Party away from the rhinos, which was the elite Republicans. He took it away. It's Trump's party now. The Republican Party is a populist party that cares about the people. And when you quit drilling for oil and things like that, it inflates the price of goods for the people. And so Trump has the populism behind him. If the Democrats figure it out, then maybe they'll do better, but let's just hope they don't.
Well, I think that since the election happened and sitting with it for a couple weeks, I know why Kamala Harris lost. You know, I think that what I said was premature. And I think it's a combination of what all the gentlemen around me are saying. I think it's like a middle ground in life, which I think is often the case, which is, I think Professor Lichtman is right that it was a lot of disinformation pushed by a lot of bad actors in the right wing. But I think that Cenk and the gentleman beside me
hang on, Harry.
The future of the Democrat Party is buying into the lie of disinformation. He's blaming the American people. He's smarter than you. He's smarter than the American people. I love it. Keep blaming the American people. Keep calling them Walmart shoppers and Bible-toting people. Keep calling them that, because you're going to lose and lose and lose. And let's see what else he has to say on this.
Disinformation from the left as well. When you keep calling him a Nazi...
But Piers, it's not to the same level. It's not to the same level.
When you keep calling Donald Trump a Nazi and a fascist and all these things, and his supporters, Nazi sympathizers...
And he gets shot.
All that is total disinformation. because he hasn't murdered 12 million people, and he's not going to.
Well,
and by the way, you all know that. So the disinformation is on both sides.
I disagree. I disagree with calling Donald Trump a Nazi or calling him Hitler. But I want to be clear that it was his own former advisors who called him that and likened him to Hitler. Kamala Harris never got on a stage and said, "Oh yeah, Trump's Hitler now." She just alluded to the fact and brought up the fact that his own former advisor said that. But I also want to make the point that I think that Shanken, the gentleman from Fox News, is right when it comes to the economy. I think we were not great when it came to messaging on the economy. The benefit that Trump had is that he could put his slogan on a yard sign. He could say, Kamala Harris, Democrats, high prices, Trump and Vance, low prices. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, was tasked with explaining, okay, here's why inflation went up. Obviously, it's not Joe Biden and me. It's because of external factors. Here's why gas prices went up. Obviously, it's not me. It's external factors.
Gas prices went up because you quit drilling for oil. And you shut down the pipeline. So gas prices went up. You wanted gas prices to go up. Barack Obama said gas prices will skyrocket whenever I get in president. In the debate of Trump and Biden in the first time, Biden said he wants to phase out oil. It's going to skyrocket prices. This is so crazy. They are the cause of inflation. And then they tried to fix it. Well, the American people have already lost. They're already behind. They can't keep up. These people are delusional, and I hope they stay delusional.
I've seen a lot of Democrats in the more center part of the party coming out now and publicly saying what I was saying for a long time. Apparently, Bill Clinton kept warning them internally. David Axelrod has come out and said, we've got to stop this. Joe Scarborough did a big monologue about it on Morning Joe. At some point, you've got to recognize that most average Americans just found all that stuff complete bull. And that's one of the reasons you lost. And you've got to move on from it. If you come back with another woke progressive platform in 4 years' time, you will be out of office potentially for 4 more, 8 more, maybe 12 more years. I promise.
Let's hope so.
Take it to the bank.
So, Piers, I agree to a degree, but not in the way that you're framing it. I think that we do have to move on from a lot of the culture war stuff. I don't like the word woke, but I understand the context of you using it. I think that, yes, and to some degree we have to move on. But by moving on, we shouldn't throw people under the bus. We shouldn't say, oh, trans people are the reason why, or LGBTQ plus people are the reason why. That's not the reason why. It's just that the culture war stuff came off as very kind of gross to some Americans. They really didn't like it. So I agree to a degree, but not in the way that you're framing.
Okay, one.
It is gross. When you mutilate a 12-year-old, that's disgusting. It's child abuse. It's torture. It's all these things that you could put on it, and it should be illegal. It is gross. When Bud Light put out their commercial, they lost 50% or whatever of their beer drinkers. The Democrat Party should have took note of that, but they didn't. They didn't learn. The Democrat Party always think they know better than the American people, and they don't learn from their mistake. So yes, it's gross. It's a very gross thing, and the American people rejected it. They rejected having transgenders play sports against their girls. Now, I don't have a girl, but if I did, I would reject it the same. They rejected transgender surgeries, which I think should be made illegal day one, and it needs to be done. Now, this was episode 3 of the Democrat Civil War. If you want to see episode 4, click here. If you want to see episode 2, click here.